Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show,
Hello.
Wow, Wonder of a Woman. I will be talking to women and bring to you all a new facet of my guest, perhaps something even she didn't know that she had or could do. My program is to reach out to a woman and make her rediscover herself, the wonder that she is. Through this show, I hope to make my guest talk, answer, delve into herself, and see things anew, perhaps also help others to find a spark in their lives. Most of the times in our lives, what we truly feel for gets buried in the daily routine, chores, responsibilities, and we are not able to voice it. It's only when we get talking to someone about it that it starts surfacing and then can sail off. Through a light-hearted chat, friendly show, I hope to bring out the wow in my guest. The format goes like this. There are two rounds. The first is a question answer round where I ask questions and she has to answer. The second is a rapid fire round wherein I shoot off questions and she will answer the first word that comes to her mind. At the end of the show, we will have her talking on a topic that is dear to her heart. I will not be attaching any Miss, Mrs., Ms., tag, label to my guest because that will be slotting her into a label. I want her here as an individual, as a woman, as the wonder that she is. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest for today is Priya Subramanyam. Having done her BCom,
Hello, Kavita.
she's a owner of a business that deals in export of pharma raw material. A native of Palakkad, she's born and brought up in Mumbai. She likes singing, baking, painting, gardening, cooking. She's mother to two sons, 25 and 26-year-olds. And her pastime goes in watching movies, reading, watching historical data videos, interpreting mythology. She keeps herself fit by yoga and cycling. And she can speak Gujarati, Telugu, Marathi, English, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Portuguese. My goodness, that's quite a lot. So, Priya, welcome to my show. Wow, Wonder of a Woman.
You're also, wow, wonder of a woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Start
having me
with
on
the
the show.
welcome. My pleasure. Okay, we start with the first round. That is a question answer session. The first question goes is why, how did you choose to do the education that you did?
Commerce was always of interest, how businesses work and things like that. So, those I was good with maths or science, maths and science. The leaning of interest was towards commerce. So, I just chose it. I wanted to do actually financial analysis after that, not CA or ICW. That wasn't my aim at all.
Nice, good. So, in your childhood, as you were growing up, what did you dream of becoming?
Ah, frankly, being independent. That was my dream. Being able to live my life, be responsible for myself, and being able to do things I want by myself. I mean, that was kind of very, very ingrained. That was the only dream I had, irrespective of whatever I would do.
Fantastic. That is something totally different from what we hear all the time. And you seem to have achieved that now, I guess.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes, it has its challenges, but fair enough. Yeah, I feel that I have been, as an individual, I've been able to do certain things for myself, which I want. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, did you get any awards or certificates for anything?
As in school, yeah, I did get. I was pretty okay with singing, so I got some prizes for singing, and I got a lot of certificates for dancing and ballets and stuff like that because I was regularly every year through my school up to my class 12. I was there in the school plays and dance dramas and stuff like that. So it was more oriented towards folk dancing or traditional Bharatnatyam dancing. So yes, so many like that. And then when it was our 25th anniversary of the school, silver jubilee of the school. Giulio Reburio was the chief guest, and he picked up my chalk engraved. I had made a chalk engraved creative thing on about 4 chalks. So he picked up that set saying it looks good. So not a certificate, but yeah, of kind of, sort of, that somebody actually liked it. So
Great, that's
that was
great.
that
That
was
is
a
an
nice.
achievement. That is an achievement for
And
you.
then yeah, in my workplace, I used to do a lot of sports anyways. Like I was just generally very active in that sense. I had no inhibitions towards any kind of sport. So my office had a cricket match between one division and the other. So I was with the computer division actually. So I was awarded the best fielder because I saved 2 brown boundaries.
Wow.
Because
Awesome.
I had played paper cricket and all that in my, in our locality with all our friends. But I never thought I would play the kind of real field cricket. So I had taken part in it. So it was very funny that I got that award. They were all exhilarated that I could actually face a ball and stop it. Like,
Quite a fielder you must have been.
yeah.
Okay. So, Priya, do you have any goals or aims now for the near future or anything of that sort?
Yeah, with respect to my business, I do have a few goals and aims. And with respect to my personal life, also, I do have a few goals and aims. I actually started doing my financial analysis course, master's, which I haven't completed. I was aiming that I might complete it with my kids post graduation. It hasn't happened for millions of reasons. But lately, I have been mulling over it, especially last 2, 3 months. So I think I might finish it if I get that opportunity to waive all that which I have cleared, because I have just 3 papers to clear out of 12 actually. So maybe, yeah, I might do that. That might be a personal high for me.
Of course, you will. All our wishes and everybody's good thing, good
Thank
tidings are
you.
with you.
Thank
So, you will do it. We know it. Okay. So, what is your stress buster?
Driving, driving, putting on music, especially radio, and just driving along. Kahin bhi chalao. I'm happy to drive. So I always think, in fact, I have another friend of mine in Hyderabad. She also likes driving a lot. She's a good driver too. So we both tell each other, कुछ नई नौकरी मिला तो ड्राइवर बन जाएंगे because we'll enjoy it.
Rule the roads.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, so Priya, who is your female role model in life and why?
I don't think I have any role model. I have been inspired by a lot of people, uh, not necessarily in corporate or any such thing. I've been inspired by many people, but I don't think anybody is a role model for me. Probably because I have this thing in my mind that, uh, you need to experience it to really know it. So I maybe that is how I feel about things. So I might be inspired that they must have crossed so many hurdles to be where they are. So I feel, yeah, that's about it. I don't think I have never had one, like I said. So
Yeah, understood.
no, no
Nice.
role models per se.
You are coming up with totally different answers from the normal expected ones. So it's really awesome to know that you have so totally different set of ideals and
Yeah,
thinking.
maybe
So that's nice. That's very
tip
nice.
off the block.
Yeah.
Off the block.
Nice. But that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so Priya, what do you feel is independence for a woman? What, according to you, is independence for a woman?
I think independence for a woman should be that she has no dependency uh, to be able to make any kind of decision. In the sense, she can take everybody's opinion, but she should be able to think about the situation, deal with the people involved in that, or with the issues in that particular situation, and take that risk, to take the responsibility for the decision. It can be right or wrong, but either ways, if she is right, she is right. If she is wrong, she has the ability to own up for it. So that ability and that courage to go ahead, take a decision, and not depend on someone for that, like not wanting to say, you said so, I did it. It shouldn't be that way. Or say that, you तुमने बताया तो मैंने किया. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
It should be that, yeah, I did it because, yeah, I heard you and I felt right, I did it. Or I heard you, I felt wrong, so I didn't take that up. That should be there in a woman. I mean, she's an individual, so she should be able to earn. She should have that capability. Whether she chooses to continue it or not is a different question. But the capability, the ability to be able to earn for herself or do anything for herself should be there. She should never feel, "Arey, wo chala gaya, ab main kya karu?" So that shouldn't be there.
What do you feel is stopping women from being decision takers?
I think a lot of things, in the sense, first of all, they are not taken seriously when they opine. See, traditionally, men have gone out. So, it is believed that they have a better view of the world. Yeah, you've gone out, so the outside world's view is better. But if I go out, I too will get that experience and get. So that doesn't mean that if something I'm saying logically, a woman says logically, is wrong, or just because she's not gone and seen the outside world, she could be a housewife, right? So she may not be traveling, she may not be interacting with the outside world. Doesn't mean the decision that she is, or the opinion that she is giving at home for something, is wrong. She may have worked and not be working now. Doesn't mean that what she is saying today in a particular situation is wrong. So I think the idea that only men can be right because they go out or they are the breadwinners, I think is totally wrong. And yes, there is a lot of this thing, na tum chup baitho ladki ho, तुमको क्या पता है, तुमको कुछ आता है कि it's not like men have all the experience. They're not born with the experience, right? You go out, you deal with situations, you deal with people. You're right sometimes, wrong sometimes, but that is the learning. You're right, that is a learning. You're wrong, that is also a learning. So I maybe we just give in to that, or maybe it's easier, nahi lena hai na decision, tumko karna hai, tum karo. So it can be both ways, but yeah, I think it's the gender mindset, basically, both ways, from the men's side and from the women's.
How necessary is it for a woman to have a degree, a diploma, a formal education so that she has a career or a job or, do something?
See, for anyone, they need to know what skill set they need for anything that they are aiming for or wanting to achieve. So if it's a corporate job, then you need a certain kind of skill set, which might come either from doing graduate, postgraduate courses, or even if you're a graduate. I know many people who've climbed up the ladder surely out of their work in that line. So, and if you're doing a business or something like that, there is no prerequisite thing. Whatever it is, you should have an attitude to learn and move forward. Learn about dealing with the situation, with the people involved in it. That, I think, is a much bigger learning that is required. Education is required because you need to know to read what you're reading in the true sense of what it is. So to that extent, like, you need to know 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 into 2 is 4. That much minimum you need to know. So a certain amount of education is required. You need to be able to read and write and be able to comprehend. So to that extent, education is important. But education is not the thing that decides where you go further in whatever you're doing, whether it's a business, whether it's something at the corporate level or anything like that. It can be an added tool, basically.
Basic tool that is needed. Yeah. So what should a woman learn or know if she has to be a part of the workforce? Now, since you have been in the job and corporate and all that, and you're dealing with a lot of people, what do you feel that a woman should know if she's a part of the workforce?
Apart from the job that she is, the role that she is into, she needs to know how to deal with people who are her seniors, her colleagues, her juniors, the customers, the other side. She needs to know how to deal with people. as you move anywhere, whether it's when the business expands also, it is people management. So even at workplace, it is people management. You have learned the skill, right? Because if you have come from the bottom, you have learned the work, you know how the pyramid is placed. But then you need to learn to how to get it done from others. And you should know what a person is saying, what they mean by what they are saying. So both those are very important. Otherwise, anybody can take you for a ride. So yeah, understanding a situation, uh, even trying to read between the lines, of what a person says or has written, that is very important. So people management, you will understand people at least in context of work only when you know your work properly. So you know you've done this and how it can be handled, and hence what the other person is saying, and the ability to actually put your foot down and say you're just trying to fool around. Whether the person, the subordinate colleague or the boss, whoever it is your age, older to you, or whatever, being able to take that responsibility and be very sure. I think, yeah, that you have to be like, it's even for a man, it is true. So anybody in that job needs that. So that is very important.
How can a woman have a balanced life?
It's never balanced. It can never be balanced. According to me, it is always jugglery. You are juggling so many things. You're juggling emotions, you're juggling work, you're juggling people, you're juggling those at home and outside, the work in the at home. And if you're working then there, and you're juggling even time for yourself. So you're going on juggling. So, at each time something becomes important. You can't let it fall. So it is like, you go on playing the ball and don't let any one of them fall down. So you are juggling around. It's not going to be balanced because one will spike up and one may not spike up. But still you have to hold on to it. So some may be placid. So it will go at a slow pace. So you hold on to that. And some will spike up. So you will have to meet up to that. So it is just that. The best thing is if you have support system which makes it a little easier. सो कोई और भी है एक हाथ पकड़ रहा है बॉल को तो ठीक है but you're always juggling. So there is nothing like balance. That is the balance. The balance is you're not letting them all fall down.
Very
Or
nice.
any of
What should a woman do to be self-sufficient?
self-sufficient is a very, for me, it's a very, I don't give finance that much importance in terms of self-sufficiency. But yeah, economic independence just makes a lot of emotional decisions very easy, very easy. So, to a certain extent, yeah, you should know where you stand financially, given any kind of circumstances that may come. Plus, you should know if you're a housewife, then I think sufficiency is in trying to have that kind of comfort with your spouse, that you may not be the breadwinner, but still there is a certain value and dignity to you in spite of that. So they don't try to slot you. Okay, मैं पैसे लाता हूँ, so I'm something superior and you're not sufficient enough. So that dignity, I think every woman should. Her dignity and respect, I think, is the sufficiency, whether it is at work, whether she's working and managing home, whether she's managing home, whether she's only working, maybe, she has enough help and she does not need to manage home, but that doesn't make her better or worse off. Her sufficiency is her dignity and respect in any situation, emotional, financial, situational, whatever. To me, I think that is sufficiency.
Good. Okay, now a trip down memory lane, and I'd like you to tell about one incident that made you feel alive, full of hope, exhilarated. And why did you feel that?
Giving birth to my kids. For me, I don't know. I think I've enjoyed motherhood a lot. So I felt very exhilarated with when both my kids were born. Like, for me, that was fun time. Like, I enjoyed all the nonsense that went through. I just thoroughly enjoyed. For me, that was, um, for me, I felt very alive at that point in time.
Fulfilled all those
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
Emotions.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like thoroughly. I mean,
Nice. Good.
very, very. I felt very, very beautiful. Very nice, actually.
Okay, now on opposite side, one incident that made you angry with the world, with the society, angry enough, to say that I'm going to take on this world.
Uh, I did see a woman being abused. So I, any time that I have seen that, I felt both ways that women should know to keep their dignity, and I felt the need to go and put it down there to the man that this is just not done. So uh, that is something I think I have done every time. Um, every time in any aspect, so that I kind of don't like, actually. uh, I get very annoyed with that, actually.
Okay, so when should a woman put her foot down and say, now, no more?
See, we all have our bars of what is tolerable, but I always feel that even for the sake of, say, society or your own sense of upbringing, your sense of values or whatever, beyond a point, many things are not right. So you should know where to draw the line and, say that this is not done. Whether it is your dignity, your respect, or somebody taking you on a ride financially, somebody taking you on a ride emotionally. So you should know to draw the line and say, enough is enough, abhi bahut ho gaya ye. At least be able to say it and put your foot down. I mean, sometimes you take hard decisions, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you either postpone it for a different day, but you have to word it out. You have to word it out in categorical terms, like, it shouldn't look iffy, or it shouldn't look aaj bola kal bhul gaye types. It shouldn't be that way. You have to put your foot down.
Okay.
I think that's very important.
Last question. It's a bit personal. I know each one's views on it are different, but in general, should a woman get married? And if so, why?
See, marriage is a very nice, according to me, a very nice aspect of life where you get a companion. So, if you want companionship, you should get married. So, that should be the only reason to be married. It shouldn't be financial dependency or some other kind of dependency, or because your parents told you to, or because you've become old enough, so get married. No, because I think you should be capable of handling your own life for yourself. That's what I said. Independence is being able to manage your life yours. And in fact, independence also means not just your own life, you take over, you can take care of other people also. So whether it is kids, whether it's parents, whether it is anybody else in the relationship, being able to cater to them. But marriage shouldn't be for any other reason other than companionship.
Fantastic.
So it will
Priya.
it will be nice if you can do that for marriage. Yeah.
So that was nice. With that, we come to the end of the first round. And now we move on to the second round, which is a rapid fire. So don't think too much. The first word that comes to your mind when you hear the question, just put it out. Okay. So here we
I'll
go.
try to do justice.
Of course you will. So the first question, your favorite time of the day?
Morning, early morning.
First thing you do after waking up in the morning?
I open the door and smell the breeze, the wind outside.
Okay. Take in the nature. You are happy
Yeah.
when you are?
Driving. Happiest.
You love to?
I love to drive. Sing, so many things. Yeah.
Dash makes you angry?
Incompetence makes me angry.
You would never?
I would never be dishonest, actually.
Love means?
Love is a beautiful feeling.
Freedom means?
Freedom means actually being able to eat without having to think I'll gain weight.
Oh, wow. Friends are.
Friends are fun.
Sorry, but that was something totally out. Okay, women should be.
Women should be courageous.
Relationship should be.
Relationship should be, sublime. It's there and it's blending in. That's how it should be, sublime.
Traveling makes a person.
Traveling makes a person either open-minded or closed-minded.
Education is.
Education is a tool to know you can understand things.
Adventure for you is.
Adventure for me would be having long treks, actually.
Women should travel alone at least once in a while. Two.
To know that they can actually deal with, the uncertainty of a new place and the journey and everything. So I think,
Women should
they
work,
should do that.
not the housework, but an office or career or something. Two.
Women should work to understand how it is to earn for yourself, and also to know that how to deal with people around
Learning
in
should
a
stop.
very materialistic environment, I would say. So
Learning should stop when.
never.
Financial freedom helps women to.
Make better emotional decisions.
Women should take their own decisions to.
Know that they're capable of taking a call, and taking that risk and responsibility for themselves.
Family is.
Family is a beautiful thing.
Dependency on someone brings.
Complacency.
The world needs more of.
Compassion.
Goals are to be.
Always tried to be met.
Fantastic. Priya, that was an awesome session of both the rounds are over. And now that they are over, I would like you to tell the audience something that is dear to your heart and you would like to tell them.
I think for women especially, I feel you have to try to understand yourself, where your thoughts and your emotions come from. Because only if you know properly where you're coming from, you'll know where you're going or why you're doing certain things. We all have quirks, and we like certain quirks, and we should be acceptable of those. Nothing to feel less or more about anything that you're doing, but to be confident of how you enjoy doing it, why you're doing it, and why you have kept yourself in that situation. So it can be anything, whether you want a career, whether you are managing a career and home, whether you're being only a housewife, um, whether even being a housewife, you have certain hobbies to which you give your time. That's very important, because that's what I'm saying. So when you know yourself better, then you really know why you're doing certain things and why it's important for you to take that time out for yourself and do it. And you have to understand that women do go through a lot of, uh, especially if you've been through motherhood, then you will go through a lot of changes, emotionally, physically, everything. And not everyone is capable of, uh, having that so-called perfect thing. So there's nothing about perfection. It's just that you deal with it every day, and then you become the wow woman, So you should be confident of taking on those things and Never try to deal with it half-heartedly or thinking you're less and you need something else and all that. You should know where you're coming from, basically.
That is fantastic, really, Priya. Those were fantastic words. I'm sure a lot of women are going to be inspired because we do tend to, push ourselves down when we go through these changes, as you said, the physical changes, emotional changes, the career changes, everything gets put on the back burner and we end up feeling miserable that we are not good enough. So you have been a fantastic speaker and guest of my show today because you've given such inspirational words. I'm sure the ladies of the who are watching the show will really be inspired. So
I
thank you,
hope so.
Priya. It has been a wonderful session talking to you and getting your pearls of wisdom. Really helpful. Thank you for being the wow of my show today.
Thank you for bringing me on the wow of your show.
My honor and pleasure, Priya. So till we meet again, keep smiling, be happy. And hey, you
Same
women in the
here.
audience, be the wow that you are. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Same here. Bye-bye.